And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Level Up Cleveland. Today we have with us Mr. Ed Stephens, Cleveland bassist extraordinaire. He is in a lot of different bands. We'll go over them all. Ringworm, Maiden Voyage, Vanic, Shed the Skin, the Gluttons, Vindicator, Shok, Paris, and a while back he was also in Abdullah. Ed, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be here.
And let's just start from right here. Me and Ed go way back. I met Ed back in around 1987 at Lakewood High School.
Back when we had phone booths.
Yeah. And we actually were in a band together back then.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'll tell the story. So what happened was Ed was in a band named Rude Awakening at the time. Pretty cool guys, actually. So yeah, we actually started to form a band together. It was Ed, me. It was a guy named Mark Zapata.
Mm-hmm.
Tassio, Tashuris. Lots of people know Tass. What's up, Tass?
Tassio!
And we had a guy named Paul Bodock in the beginning.
Yes.
And then Paul left, and we got to replace Paul at the time, Patrick, our man over here running the controls. So
I remember when he first played with us, he didn't have a pick, and he played with a penny. He's like, I got no pick, man, but I got this penny.
Yeah, we were practicing up at D Fiore's upstairs at the 24-hour room up there. We got us a room up there, and we did actually play one gig. Actually, the gig we played was before Pat joined the band, but we did do one gig, and it was a St. Ed's Battle of the Bands. It was.
Yep.
And there was three bands. One was a Maiden-like band. They did some Maiden. That was the first band. Then there was us, and then we went up against Mark Buchwald's band. And Rick Petrilla played guitar for them, and they were really good. They did Zeppelin, and they were pretty good. Buchwald's was even good back then. We came in second of the three.
Yeah.
We were called Death Watch at the thing, but before that we were Piercing Mist. Then we were Death Watch, and eventually we just broke up. Me and Ed started writing tunes together. We wrote a song called "The Cursed Earth." I remember.
Oh yeah, shit.
I actually remember some of the lyrics to that, but we won't go into those now. But anyways, the good news is this: the Battle of the Band St. Ed's thing actually was recorded, video recorded with one of the oldest video recorders, like camcorders that they at the time. I think it was like one of the first ones ever. So it's not perfect footage, but we got it. So we're going to be playing it. Actually, we're going to play it right now. See how I did that? And then then the band breaks up and everybody kind of goes their own way. You end up going to school eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And because this was, like I said, 87, probably 88, 89.
90, yeah. we kind of just went.
Kind of, everybody just went their own way. And one thing I will say about when I remember about that Battle of the Bands thing was that band you were in, Rude Awakening, those guys were super cool. We actually like methodically stole you from them.
Yeah.
Like we were working on that from the moment we met. I was like, we just got to get them from these guys. And the problem was these dudes were super cool guys. And then on the Battle of the Bands, that dude Jocko let us use his equipment and drove us in the bread truck to the show that we played with you. So I'll never forget that shit. It was like, man, these guys were so nice, but we want to take that bass player from them so bad, man. And we ended up getting it. But anyways, so
you know what's funny is I played a couple gigs with that Rick guy who played in the Zeppelin band.
Oh, Petrilla.
Yeah. But it took me like 3 gigs later to realize that was the dude.
No shit. You played with Rick, huh?
Yeah, it's just like, some filler, like I think his band Toast.
Like, he's in Toast,
yeah,
really?
Yeah. And I did some filling gigs, and then one day I'm looking, I'm like, hey, did you play in a Zeppelin band back at St. Ed's? And blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah. Like, I was the dude that came in second place.
Yeah. Rick was a real good guitar player, man.
Yeah, he still is.
Is he still playing? Is he still out there doing it?
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Just to give people an idea what it was like in high school. I remember when Slayer came one time. I remember you borrowed a quarter.
Everybody. Yeah, that was my thing. I would like, if I figured, I was good at math back then. I was like, if I could get 3 quarters a day for like a month, I can get the Slayer ticket.
Yeah, I remember you went to Slayer bar.
And I actually had people actually come and giving me quarters every day because they knew that,
That was the plan.
That was the plan.
Every day you had to make the quota.
Here, Ed, here's a quarter. I'm like, okay, yeah, shit. That was a good show. I think it was Slayer and Overkill.
Yeah, that was at Agora, and that was Rain and Blood.
Yeah. Lost my shoes.
Yeah.
Good
that was a great time.
That was fucking sweet.
So then, explain to me, school. So you get into school. How does that work? I mean, you go there and you just major in music? Is that what you did? Or
Yeah, my mom at the time was like saying, if you still want to live at home, you got to go to college. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't see myself getting a place anytime soon. So yeah, I did that. And I studied music. It seemed like the logical thing to do, but then I started studying the upright bass and started studying classical music and jazz. So I got kind of in that rabbit hole for a while, 10-year escapade.
Really?
Yeah, but I came back to metal.
So you don't do any jazz anymore?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You still?
Yeah, I do all kinds of gigs I can because, gotta.
So you do like a lot of fill-ins and stuff like that is what you're saying? So if people need a bass player? And bass players are like sought after a lot. There's a lot of times, there's a lot of need for that, right?
Yeah.
So at what point do you start getting back into the mainstream of things again? Right after what?
I think it was like a couple years after college. I was going through some rough times, and usually like music gets me through things and stuff like that. But like jazz wasn't cutting it, So I just picked up a Maiden record that I haven't heard in a while, and I was like, "Oh fuck, what am I doing?" I got right back into it, and then started basically going to shows. Go to shows and start networking with people like you did when you were younger. I met all my old friends again, and got played in a few other bands. Got in Abdullah.
So, what about Ringworm? When did you start playing with these guys? Because this is the band you actually toured with, and you've really gone a long way with these guys.
Yeah, my first show with them was with Creator and Accept in Columbia.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah.
You met Millie from Creator?
Yeah, it was not a very good meeting.
Uh-oh.
We were a bunch of jerks. We're coming back. We went like backstage and we're being asses, and be like, "Oh my God, Billy, what's up? How you doing?" He's like, "I got to go play." He's like, "Oh no, man, hang on a second." Spilling beer everywhere and shit.
Oh, everybody's fucked up.
Yeah. But
and you played with Accept, you said also?
Yes. Right when they got that new singer.
Yeah, Udo wasn't with them.
No, but they were so great. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, you were touring like Europe and everything, right? You were all over the place because I remember that when that was going on, there would be like you would be posting pictures up on Facebook and stuff, and you were meeting like fucking everybody, dude. You got a picture with Lemmy?
Yep. Yeah, that was a whole different thing. That was like at a meet and greet.
Oh, was that?
Yeah, but still.
Was that local though?
Lemmy. Yeah, Blossom.
Oh, was
It
that?
was like a special package where you got to meet the band. Excuse me. But yeah, it's bugging me. I gotta find out that date.
What the date did you started with Ringworm?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll learn something today. Like we try to have our guests learn something every time they're on here, and you're gonna learn when you started playing.
Technologies accept. It says how to accept ringworm.
Are you looking yourself up on Wikipedia?
Yeah.
No,
Ed Stephens.
I just ringworm. I put ringworm accept, and then it says how to accept ringworm.
Yeah, you look up Ringworm, dude. You're really not going to get the band. Yeah, they're gonna, Ringworm accept. It's like here's how you accept it when you have Ringworm. You just lean into it.
2012.
2012. Okay.
September 14th, 2012. Newport Music Hall. Case solved.
So you sign up. How do you get involved with these guys? What, did you know them for before that, or you try out for them? How did that work?
Well, I'm playing in the Gluttons with James, the Human Furnace. He plays guitar and he writes all the music for the Gluttons, and I was just playing with him for a while, and still playing. I've been in that band longer.
The Gluttons?
Yeah, and they just needed a bass player. I think one time I filled in for something where they did like 3 songs at the old Jigsaw.
On state?
And we did like some Metallica songs. And they made me play the bass solo, Anesthesia.
Really?
But, guess what? You're playing the bass solo. I'm like, wait, what?
You knew it though?
Kind of. But, got through it. But anyways, Matt was like, well, now we got a dude if we need a guy to play bass, So I'm like, okay. And then a couple years later, or maybe even a year later, they needed a bass player, so I jumped in.
Real quick, favorite Metallica bass player?
Cliff Burton.
Okay. That's the right answer, by the way. So I remember what was a Metallifism?
Oh, shit. That was, remember Bob Beckett?
Yeah, from Lakewood High School.
That was the religion we started because we had such a hard-on for Master of Puppets.
I do remember now. Well, no, because that was the best. When it came out, there was nothing. It was it.
And then I remember when I saw you at Nelson Ledges, like maybe 95, 96.
Earlier probably than that, actually.
Yeah, and you were so bummed out when I told you I wasn't listening to Metallica anymore. Because I was
jazzing out at the time.
I was jazzing out, Jazz Odyssey. Yeah,
it was a cool scene in Lakewood, real cool scene.
Yeah,
especially with Chris Warp Records there and all that stuff going on. It was very cool, man.
I'm Metallica there.
You what?
I met Metallica there.
At Chris Warp.
Yeah,
no kidding.
When Ride the Lightning came.
Yeah, that was when they were at the Variety when they came with Wasp and Armored Saint.
Yep. I couldn't go to that show.
Me
neither.
Not enough quarters.
Not enough quarters. I didn't come up with the scheme then.
Yeah, right. It took a little while, but it worked. I went to some shows with you because of that.
Shows.
Hell yeah, we did see a lot of shows back
then. Chris Andrews dropped all the change on there, like one Slayer ticket. He's looking at me, what the fuck?
Oh, Chris Warp when you'd go buy the tickets, yeah, because that's where we'd go get them.
And I used to buy like cassettes there too, just so I can tape music.
Yeah. That was a great place, man. Like Heaven Shattered and Chris Warp. Mm-hmm. Man, we miss those places, man. So then you go and you start playing jazz. Then you get back into metal. You go with Ringworm. Then you guys put out an album and then toured it.
Yeah, the first record I was on with them is Hammer the Witch. That people seem to like that one. It was a good record.
So then did you tour that one or did you?
Yeah, we tour every record that
you put out.
Yeah, and they do that with all their records. They put out a record and then go out for like a year and tour about as much as they can. Didn't do too much touring for the last record because of the whole COVID thing. But we're about to put out another record. We just got done with all the instrumental tracks are just waiting on the vocals and stuff.
When you say that you guys write, do you help write these songs with these guys, or are you just coming in and just playing bass with them?
I just come in and play the bass. Matt and Ryan have the drummer. They put the record together themselves, and I just come in and add whatever. You know, they give me liberty to do whatever I want.
So they just show you the tracks, and then you just write the bass lines however you want to write them.
Yeah. Last record I actually recorded from my house.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Matt just sent me like videos of his hand, playing the riffs. That's how I learned. I'm just like, okay, cool. And then I just recorded it, and then it came out good.
Is it a good album?
Yeah.
And that's the one that's coming out.
But geez, who knows? Hopefully it'll come out soon.
Are you guys signed? Is that what it is?
No. We were with Relapse for the last 3 records, but now we don't. We're back by our own, so I think we're gonna put it out ourselves.
All right. So then another band that you're involved in is Maiden Voyage.
Mm-hmm. Iron Maiden tribute band.
Yeah, very good one. You definitely do the Steve Harris as better than anyone I've seen do the Steve Harris in a tribute Maiden band.
Thanks.
You do. You got that.
Try.
Yeah, you do the vocal with everybody, and you're singing along with the songs like Steve, and you do it. You're doing it. You're up there doing it. Plus, like I remember when I first met you, that was what you were into. You were into Steve Harris big time, and then I remember when someone turned you on to Geddy Lee.
Oh yeah.
Which is another thing I want to talk about is that Rush video, because that's Rush video is another thing, but we'll get to that in a second. But
Scott Hamilton, I think, turned me on to Rush.
Was that what it was? It was. I know it was Hemispheres. It was. I remember you had Hemispheres on the turntable in your basement in your room.
Yeah, because I think it was after a night that we did some hallucinogenics, and I just remember like getting a ride home with Scott and his brother. I'm in the back seat listening, and I'm like, "What the fuck is this shit? This shit's awesome!" And it was like 2112.
Oh,
and he's like, "It's Rush, dude!" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Yeah.
And I went out the very next day. I went out to the record store to find a Rush album, and Hemispheres happened to be there, and that's the one I got.
That's my favorite Rush album too.
That was mind blowing too. I was just like, what's going on?
Well, yeah, it's him. It's Geddy. It's fucking Geddy Lee playing, and then you find out he's playing keyboards with his feet and singing. But and then when the Cleveland Time Machine concert with Rush,
Yeah.
if anyone watches it, Ed's in the front row, center stage. And you must be on there 6 or 7 times where you're actually, it's just you and a couple other people around you. How'd you get tickets in the front fucking row, middle stage for that show?
It was a Christmas gift for my girlfriend Gretchen, and
Wow.
she was like, the whole time, I don't know how she hid it from me, but for like 6 months, she was just like, yeah, we got 10th row. I'm like, I don't care. That's great. That's fucking awesome. And then as we were leaving for the show, the day of the show, we're leaving, she gives me a ticket. Oh, by the way, you're front and center. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, man, that had to be the greatest show, man.
Oh, it was awesome.
If you got Geddy Lee right in front of right there, you were watching him play right there.
Yeah. I got some really cool footage, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I put my phone away. Because it's just like I just wanted to experience the whole thing like a regular person.
Yeah, man. How often are you going to be able to... You can watch the front row footage of Rush anywhere.
Yeah.
They have so many videos, but...
I'm like right in front of Neil Peart. I was just like... Oh.
Yeah, man.
Geddy's like... Forget about it.
Yeah, you look like you were having a lot of fun, too. I was a little envious of you. I'm like, look at this guy right there. He's in the middle. That is cool, though, man. That was a Christmas present from your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Man, dude, that's awesome, girl.
Yeah.
That's a great girlfriend, dude. Is that you're still your girlfriend? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're not letting go of that girl ever. No, front row. So, anyways, you're also in Vanic.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Vanic. How did that all happen for you?
I've been friends with Sean Vanik for a long time. And actually, when I went to Europe with Shok Paris, his band, Eternal Legacy, they were over there too. We did some shows together. We just kept in contact. And then he's like, I want to record a solo record. Do you want to play bass on it? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Put that thing together. The first album is with Al Biddle, and it just came together really fast. It's just like I just remember we just spent a day in the studio hashing shit out. Recorded at Mercenary Studios with Noah, and the Witch Doctor.
Is that what they call him?
Well, I call him that. He fixes everything. Because I was making a lot of fucking, blunders and shit just because it was just like learning it right on the spot, and it turned out to be fucking kick-ass.
Oh, really?
You'll hear it. It's fucking sweet.
Oh, really? That's the first one? Is
Yeah.
that the okay.
And then the other two just came,
Are you going to be playing out with any of these other bands, or is this just going to be mostly you're recording with all these guys?
I've played a few shows with Vanic, but he's real busy with Midnight. They tour a lot.
The band?
So he's like, that's what he does most of his touring with that band. But we've done some shows.
Some of the things I did forget about was one thing that did happen was after that Battle of the Bands thing at St. Ed's, we went back to Rude Awakening, your old band, to their house, and we had a party going. We threw a party basically. It's like celebrated our Battle of the Bands thing that we were in, and Tim Burris was actually there with us. Because Tim was good friends with Tassio, our drummer. He was real good friends. Matter of fact, when I first met Tassio, Tim was at his house, and we were kids. Like I said, I think I was 16 or 17 years old at the time. So this is 35 years ago, 35 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah. And Tim was in Tempest at the time, Tim Burris.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was there. And you said you played a little bit with Tim? You've played with Tim a little bit after that? Because Tim ended up getting a room next to us at D. Fiore's.
Yeah, we would just sit there and watch him play.
Yeah. It was
just by himself. He's just going crazy. And we're just like, what?
Well, he would always do things from the other room. Like he'd be on his kit over there playing while we'd be practicing and stuff. And then all of a sudden we'd hear him. He'd be like doing like the beginning of Rain and Blood. Dun, dun, dun. And then he'd be doing the double basses. And we were like, that dude's amazing, man.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he was.
Still is?
Yeah, well, like I said, he's not even real anymore. Like, you watch him now and you're just like, it doesn't even make sense to some extent. Like, the drums is almost just like something that's kind of going on while he's doing other shit. Right? When you're watching him do it now, he's got a little iPad over here. I think he's playing fucking games and shit on that thing. and he's playing with one hand as good as anybody with two. And he's fucking around with his iPad and he's really good.
Yeah. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite.
Local drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good one,
Or
man.
period. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's real good. He's real good. And and I just like his whole personality, his whole attitude.
Yeah, great person.
Anybody else you play out with around here? Anybody other people that you've played with other than the bands you've been in? Like, you fill in with anybody else?
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
I play with a lot of great people. There's a lot of good musicians in Cleveland.
What about no, there are for sure. We're finding that out just through the show. We get as we interview these people, and then I got to research them. And let's just be honest, the local scene. A lot of these bands, you don't hear of them all. There's a lot of them that they concentrate in one certain area or whatever, so you don't really get turned on to them. But I'll tell you what, man, we interviewed a guy named Tyrone Hornbuckle. I don't know if you ever heard of Tyrone, but he's from that era with Glenn Schwartz and all those guys. And this guy's he's just an amazing guy, an amazing musician, amazing dude. And we keep meeting these people, and it's like, man, you're right. Cleveland's got an amazing scene. It's an amazing scene. It's very, if you're looking for diversity, there's every kind of thing going on here, man. And there's good representations of all of it, man. How about Shed the Skin? Tell me a little bit about them.
Oh, okay. It started off as a tribute to Tom Rojak. He had a band called Blood of Christ, and he passed away, and this was like a tribute to bring his music back, many years later. And Matt Sorg, who also the guitar player in Ringworm, he put it together with Kyle Severn from Incantation, and we did this tribute, and it felt really good. Like we just all gelled together. Nash Thomas is guitar player, singer, and main vocalist. And it was great. And then we just decided to keep it going. And then we called it after one of Tom's songs, Shed the Skin. And we had 4 albums. The 4th one's a single just dropped a couple days ago. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but it's like Thermogenesis. THA.
Someone else is going to kill you.
Matt's going to kill me again. But it's this one is like we did.
Matt should have just come on, man. It could have taken care of all that for you.
Probably should. That would have been a good move.
Right.
And but we recorded the last album, this 4th one, at Mercenary Studios. Noah's great engineer. Hell's Headbangers put it out. So yeah, it's pretty crushing.
Yeah?
It's like a 90s style death metal, which, I'm a death metal idiot for sure. But, it's fun to play.
Well, a lot of these bands are death metal that you're doing, right? I mean, for the most part, that's what they are. Mm-hmm. And then you said you got Vindicator?
Yeah, Vindicator.
That's more of like a thrash style than it is death metal.
Yeah, it's Vic Stone is the brainchild of that band.
It's a cool name. I like the name of it.
One of my best buds. You like it a lot. He's very much into he likes Megadeth, but he's very knowledgeable on all things metal and very.
How'd you hook up with this cat?
I think Bill Peters mentioned my name to him because they were looking for somebody, and I think they needed somebody to do a couple out of town shows, because they already had somebody, but then he wasn't with them anymore, so I just played the shows, got the gig. Then I got called to do a record, United We Fall. That's the one before the one I just gave you. And been good times ever since. We've done some small little touring here and there, done some cool gigs.
Let me ask you something, man. So like you grow up, and I mean, like, there was no question, like, you were made for this. Like, I remember you back then when you were really just kind of cutting your teeth with the bass, but you were still really good at the time already. It was natural to you. You took to it immediately. You were one of those kind of guys. And then you decide to go to school for it. And now it is your job. I mean, music is your job. You've created a scenario in your life where you can do that. Is it everything you kind of like wished it would be? I mean, have you, when you're looking at the whole picture now and you're looking back, I mean, you're involved in a lot of people's lives. You're doing a lot of music with a lot of different bands. You're locally, you're very well known and respected. I mean, are you pretty happy with the way things have turned out for yourself, you think, or?
I think so. I never really stopped to think about it. I'm always just trying to press forward all the time, You
haven't looked back yet?
Huh?
You haven't really looked back yet and analyzed anything?
No, I mean, I thought things might be a little bit different, but the whole climate of music has changed so much since when we were young. It
has.
There's no...
The real money and like the millions is so... Yeah.
It's not like,
You can't sell music anymore.
Yeah.
You can't sell it.
Like,
you're making music so you can tour with something.
Yeah. Yeah. It's totally different.
Well, what's that like? So describe touring. Like, so when I say touring, I mean, like, you're over on the other side of the world and you're doing a lot of firsts, like, right. What was best place, would you say, that you played at? Best countries or?
I always have fun in Germany.
Yeah, that's the one that always everyone.
That's fucking awesome. But believe it or not, I really like Poland.
Really?
Yeah, Ringworm was out there, and it was like a very snowy. It just felt really cool. It's like snow everywhere, and
it's real cold.
It was really cold, but it was cool. We were just walking down the street, and these old houses that you kind of felt like I was like, remember that show Combat?
Not really.
It's from the 50s or something.
Oh.
It's like World War II shit.
Oh.
But, it just reminded me, I was like in one of those towns that, the soldiers were walking through and shit. But it was such a peaceful snow and shit. It was really cool. But as far as playing-wise, I mean, Jesus, Germany was fucking awesome. I've been to Wacken a couple times.
Have you?
Yeah, I never played, but I've been there. That's
nuts.
beyond nuts. It was, I think, I must have spent like 400 euros alone on just like merchandise. Like, 'cause they got this thing called Metal Market or whatever. It's like CDs and patches, anything that you could ever dream of getting, they have it. Some vendors there that's got it. It's like it's bigger than that place alone is like as big as any of the festivals we would have here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but just shit to buy. It was awesome.
It's like a big bazaar of stuff to just buy, but it's all merch from all the bands that are playing there.
It's like 8, yeah. There's like, no, there's the separate merch area for that, and this is just like independent retailers. Just so I found so much stuff that I could never find before. I think I had to buy another suitcase. But there's like 80,000 people at this thing. It's unreal.
Yeah, I've just only seen footage and videos and stuff, but it does look like a massive party, and it's all like metal. It's all extreme metal. It's the best.
It's anything you can think of. Like I said, I went to it twice, and I don't think I ever want to go back. I mean, unless I'm playing, but it's an endeavor.
Why not? Why do you say that? Why do you?
It's like it's
just a lot of
just camping and shit like that. We stayed on grounds there one time. One time we stayed in a hotel and stuff like that. But it's definitely like an endurance thing. You just got you start at the beginning of the day. You got to make sure you don't drink too much and you just even it out all the way. But they got these beers that are in these fucking
huge like steins.
Boots. Yes, I don't know. It's like fucked up. It's great beer though. Best beer I ever had.
Really? In Germany?
Yeah. What is that? The Weiss beer. It's like the wheat.
Oh, really?
It's like banana bread or something like that. And it's like it's just drinking the shit out of that. And they don't put any like crap in the beer. It's just like here we have all there's so much shit in our beer. That's why we get those hangovers.
So you could drink to death over there, and you wake up and you're ready to drink again.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's nice. Were you drinking all your beer room temperature, or was it chilled?
Room.
No kidding.
Yeah, it tasted great.
Do you still drink it at room temperature now, or do you?
Not American beer.
No.
Fuck that. But their beer is made to drink at room temperature.
Where else did you guys play? What other countries? Did you guys ever been to like Ireland or anywhere over there?
They might have. They've been to a lot more places than I have. But since I've been in the band, Italy, France, Finland. Did I say Italy already?
Yeah.
Okay. What other countries around there?
Well, I don't know.
American idiot.
There's.
I said Poland.
You got
Belgium.
Sweden, Belgium.
Yeah.
There you go. Denmark.
Switzerland.
What about Denmark? Did you make it through there?
I don't think so.
No.
I know they did, probably. But
anyways.
then we've been to Australia, New Zealand.
So you're flying into New Zealand, right? What's that like? Did you fly in during the day?
We flew in at night into Australia first.
Okay.
No. Maybe it was New Zealand first. I don't know, but it was dark.
Oh.
I think it was. Oh, wait, we went to Australia and then we went to New Zealand for a couple of days and then we came back to Australia.
That's pretty cool, though.
I can't remember. They're real next to it. I remember flying back and forth. So.
Are you guys headlining in these, or are you with somebody else?
Yeah, we had like our own tour.
So you're headlining this, and who do you have with you? Or are you just using local
bands? I mean, I think we played one gig with a really good band, Mind Snare. They're from Australia, and they're like, I was told they're like the Australian Ringworm or something.
Oh, really?
But they're really good. Check them out, Mind Snare. The thing about people in Australia are the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
No kidding.
Like crazy. Like nice.
Like they go out of their way to help you. American.
They make you feel like you've known them forever.
No kidding.
Yeah. It was a fun time.
What were the shows like there? How are the people like, and are they crazy as like they are in America? Are they the same, or is it different? Or like let me ask you this. When you're playing these European shows, do these crowds that you're playing it there, are they singing along like the fucking guitar solos and shit like that they do? Like they sing everything, don't they?
Yeah. I don't know if they can sing much to the Ringworm stuff. But,
that's what I'm.
But when I was
going to ask you.
When I was at Shok Paris, they were like,
The melodies and stuff.
They were singing the melodies of the guitar lines, and we were like, "What the fuck is going on?" And these people, they know their music. You know, they know everything about you. Like it's like Shok Paris did like a meet and greet or a signing or something like that, and a couple of people wouldn't let me sign, which I don't care. They're like, because I'm not an original member. They knew I wasn't an original member, and I'm like, hey, I understand. That's cool with me, you know.
No kidding.
And then I got into the habit of saying, I'm not the original person. And they're like, oh yeah, okay.
Save yourself a few signatures.
Yeah. But one dude, I remember at this one thing, Shok Paris is another like meet and greet signing thing, and this dude, I think he was like from Cyprus or something like that, came up and he had an Abdullah CD and a Vindicator CD.
He's there to see you.
Yeah. Because I was like, I'm not. I don't think we had a Shok Paris record yet that I was on, So I was just like, just sitting there. No, this guy's like, bam. I'm like, get the
that's
fuck
so
out,
cool, man,
shit, dude.
Is that how many times has something like that happened to you?
Once.
That's it, right? Never forget that dude.
No, I think we're friends on Facebook now. Yeah, it's what you think, what people say about Europe when they talk about American music and shit. They just love it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it, are you guys touring? When you're saying you're touring, how often a week are you playing? Are you playing almost every night?
Oh, yeah, every night. Like, when Ringworm was hitting it hard, we were going... Started off as like 30 dates, and then kind of backed off a little bit to like maybe 25, and then backed off even more, and then it became like 2-week things and 2.5-week things
at a time.
Yeah.
So you just go out for like Metallica thing where they would do the 2-week tours, and then they come back for a week or two.
Yeah, I mean we did like at one time there was like maybe 2 or 3 tours a year that we were doing in America.
Is it as exhausting as everyone acts like when you're touring? I mean, does it wear on you? Like toward the end of these tours, are you ready to be done with it? Or are you just kind of like, I'm done. I'm ready to go home?
Well, because, we're not like Metallica or anything, traveling in tour buses. We're in a fucking van.
Yeah, right. It's way harder. I mean, you're
farty.
Everybody's blowing farts, drinking that beer, you're shaking up. Oh, yeah.
Going, hungover the next day, you're like, oh my God, I want to kill myself. But it's amazing how the body acclimates to it. You just get used to it. And
sure.
Then you get home, and then your body just kind of says, "Fuck you." You get sick or something, and he's like, yeah. Eventually,
it catches up.
Yeah.
What's some of the packages you were involved with? Some of the bills you were involved with here in the States? Anything interesting that?
Well, one of my favorites was we toured with Voivod Napalm Death, and
excellent.
I think Iron Reagan was on it, and Exhumed.
Exhumed. That goes way back, man.
Yeah. I think there's like an actual video of us playing with Barney from Napalm Death. He's singing Iron Fist. It's on YouTube
Motorhead?
somewhere. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, that was really cool. Voivod shit was awesome though, because they're heroes,
Yeah, another Canadian band too.
Yeah, and just seeing them like fucking all the fucking time.
So, anybody else, or is it mainly them? Any crazy shit happening on that? I mean, like what's that like? So, like, you're playing with some of these crazier bands, some of these bigger bands who's been around for a while, done as well. Anything crazy going on in these tours? Anything out of control?
Yeah,
no. Smashing up any places or doing any fucking shit?
It's a funny thing too. It's like it's probably the most uneventful things.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, everybody just hanging out, talking to each other,
just drinking and just
drinking, and but like everybody keeping it professional as possible,
Yeah, right. Nothing.
But it's like it's mostly people think like big parties and girls and all this shit going on. It's like dudes on their phone or their fucking computers, and, just walking around, just trying to kill time. There's a lot of downtime on touring. It's just like
trying to find stuff to do, just
try to find stuff. Because
do you just go exploring in some of these cities though? You ever just get out and just like walk around and just to check them out?
Sometimes, but sometimes you're in a remote area and you don't even want to go anywhere because
you're just out in the middle of nowhere.
You're just like,
oh, I got you.
But and then sometimes we're like when you're in South and stuff like that, there's some places where I can remember in Oklahoma or something like that, just nowhere to go. It's just like, okay, we'll just stay at the club and stay there for like 3 hours before you play.
Is that what you do when that happens?
Yeah.
And you guys just do a little drinking at the bar or whatever until the gig starts, and that's it.
Me and Matt got a system where we don't start drinking until 2 hours before we're about to play.
Oh, it's good. That's
that way,
good.
by the time we're done playing, we're kinda lit.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good, but you're not too fucked up when you start.
Right. Because there's been a couple scary moments. You know.
Like what? Like what do you mean?
I mean, if you get.
Has anything ever happened where you were like too fucked up to play? Has that ever happened?
Yes.
Tell me about
that. Well, nothing like big shows or anything like that. But there's one time, I was in Germany with Shok Paris, and apparently, I think it was a combination of jet lag, and then drinking too much. And we're on stage just doing like a impromptu little jam thing, you know, me, Kenny, and Vic, and John, and we were just sitting there, and I just passed the fuck out while I was playing the bass.
What?
I was just like, and then according to the bartender, because I started the next day, I would get up going, I'll start playing and start ripping like and then I go back down, and I did that for like an hour. And amazingly, I found my way back to the hotel. They didn't live. I was the butt of the joke for a couple days. Probably still am. I don't know. But
that was. You said that was Shok Paris?
That was a Shok Paris. I don't think. Most of the bad dumb things with Ringworm usually happens after we're done playing. Like like one time I fell in the middle of the street with all my equipment. Oh. Because in the middle of traffic, there's a. I'm walking out with my head in one hand and my pedal board in the other, and then I had a case with 2 basses in it on my back. And I get there and I just look at the guys, I'm like and they're like, Ed, you are relieved of duty from loading up the van. Go in the van and sleep. I'm like, okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's
a lot of drunkenness. We had some cool tours with I Hate God. You ever listen?
Oh yeah, I know him. Mm-hmm.
We've been out with them. We've been out Goat Horror.
But it's always the same type of scene, though. It's just pretty much just the same thing every time you go out on these things. Everybody's just kind of like they play they set and then they come back and then eventually you all kind of hang out or a little bit or you don't.
Yeah. It was real fun when we were out with I Hate God. We did stuff like both bands, like we'd go karting one day or go somewhere else. It was like there was a big unity in for the whole tour package, so it felt like a family the whole time, so it was cool. Then some tours you're with bands that you don't even know who they are and they didn't give a fuck who you are, and that makes for a long tour.
Oh yeah, right.
He's just like, because
you got to hang out with these people. You're around them one way or the other, so you might as well make the most of it, right?
Yeah. So, but usually there's silver linings somewhere.
Yeah, right. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about Vanic.
Okay,
it's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool band that you're in there, and Sean Vanic's band.
Yeah.
And you were describing to me a little bit about like a project you guys did where you guys all kind of had your own solo.
Yeah, they come out like at singles, but they were like it's like kind of like the Kiss thing, but
like the stuck when the solos came out.
Yeah, we're individual faces, but they're like caricatures of ourselves. Like I look like a werewolf or something like that.
Oh.
And then the new one that just dropped, Steve, he's like a killer, like a serial killer.
So each one of you guys, so these are just Vanic songs, but the album cover has an individual face on it.
Yeah.
So these are the singles that are being released.
Yeah.
And then the cover is just each individual member's face.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily you didn't write the song.
No, we all wrote it together.
I got you. That's pretty cool. Now, was the idea taken from the Kiss solo thing? Was that kind of like, was it taken from that, or are you just comparing it to that?
I'm just comparing it to that.
Okay.
I think, Sean wanted to do something cool to kind of give everybody in the band kind of like a
identity type thing.
Yeah, it worked out good.
So, what's in the future for that? Like, you guys have.
Well, I imagine we'll probably, when he gets back from touring and stuff like that, We'll record another record. Pretty sure that's going to be happening.
So right now you have a single out.
Secret Killer.
Okay, so
And
what?
Trails and Thrill came out maybe like 6 months ago, maybe.
I actually heard this on Bill Peters,
Mm.
and I really like this. I was like, wow, this is, and I do like all this actually, because I've gone and listened to everything that I could get my hands on and listen to. Ringworm is just some extreme stuff, and if you really like the extreme stuff, they're great. You guys are great at that.
Yeah.
They're great at it.
Yeah,
It's aggressive shit, man.
you ever seen a live show for theirs?
I haven't.
The Pit is deadly. Deadly.
Yeah,
Deadly.
I'm telling you, man, it is.
I've never seen any people like rough each other up like that before. Like they're like out to kill you. They're doing all this like windmill drop kicks.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
You go to shows, you are like, especially like if you're out doing these tours and like that, so you get to watch some of these other bands while you're there. Are you ever moshing anymore? You ever go in them pits anymore?
Fuck no.
Nothing, never. You don't just stage dive no more or anything like that ever.
No.
When was the last time you did some shit like that? Do you remember?
Probably the last time I saw you, I guess.
It's been a while.
No, I mean, I think something happened where I was just like, yeah, I'm not doing that again, ever again. Like I got hit in the head really hard or something like that. I was like, fuck.
That was it.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to do stuff. I did that stuff when I was younger because I thought it was fun and shit like that. But I'd rather just watch a show. I don't need to get any aggression out.
What shows have you seen lately? Anybody good that's just like off the record? It's not just just a show you went and saw. And that's not necessarily a band you were playing with or anything.
I went and saw. I don't know. Fuck. I'd have to look at my calendar.
Yeah, to see who you actually went and saw recently.
Yeah, I know I saw somebody. Dream Theater. I was at Dream Theater.
There it is. Pat with the fucking win.
That just happened like 2 days ago. What the fuck, Ed Stephens? But that was a great concert. Yeah, we just but Ringworm just did a show with Nuclear Assault.
Really?
Yeah.
John Connolly,
Yeah.
lead singer. He still sings with them too,
Yeah,
right? Lilker still plays bass,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's one of my favorite bands from the past, dude.
Yeah, it
Love
was-
them.
Uh,
Really? So what was that like? You got to tell me that.
That was
for sure.
great. We were hanging out with Danny and talking to him and stuff like that.
No
He was really
shit.
cool. He just came right up with us and just started talking. He liked our set, and he was like,
Dude, he seems so
Drink.
cool.
he let me play his bass.
Really?
Yeah, he was tinkling around it, tinkling.
Tinkering.
he
He was tinkling on his bass.
Tinkling on his
Yeah,
bass.
fuck it.
And I was like, I've never seen a bass like that before. He's like, hey, check it out. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, man. He's a cool dude, man.
yeah, it was fucking.
So when you're playing with Nuclear Assault, that was when? How long ago did you do that? Oh,
Last
forget it.
weekend.
Why did I?
Last weekend.
No.
Yeah.
You just played with them?
Yeah.
Here?
No, not here.
Where'd you
Albany.
play? In New York.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We did like a 2-day thing out there. First day was Rochester, and that was with Death Before Dishonor. They're like a hardcore band. And then the next day was with Nuclear Assault and Skinless.
How often are they playing out? Like, what are they? Do you know anything about? Did you get to talk to them? Like, are they playing out consistently? I mean,
It seems like they are. I mean, they're still. I think Shed the Skin is going to be playing a show with them coming up. I think in June.
where's that going to be? Do you know?
No, I just think
Yeah,
not here.
No.
Um,
So you're all over the place, right? I mean, when you're playing, there's no saying where the hell you'll be at.
nope.
Where's the farthest you played? You played California. You played the states out. You played out there. Anything crazy out there? Anything fun? Come on, you got.
I remember seeing fires. The fires on the
forest
highway.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
And we were just driving. We're like, wow. People are just like, oh, that happens. all the
Smoke
time.
everywhere. Was that crazy?
Yeah, but
Nothing.
That's,
Nothing. Is it? Do you think, Ed, that nothing's happened, or I'm wondering if you just don't remember?
that could be it. That could be it.
I'm trying to wonder.
I'm sure things happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder how it's even possible. Nothing's happening. And you're just like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't remember.
No, I mean, I know L.A. is pretty dirty. That's all I remember.
Really? You just
Dirty place, man.
Yeah.
So is New York. New York's dirty.
filthy.
Yeah, I remember falling asleep. The whole band fell asleep in the van one night. We woke up in like 90-degree.
Oh, the van was like just completely baked. You guys stunk.
Yeah, and then in fucking New York is like,
Oh yeah.
it's like, fuck. Most of my time, I try to figure out where I'm going to find the cleanest bathroom. That's where I spend the majority of my energy.
The hygiene part is really important. Well, it's hard when you're on the road, right?
Oh, yeah. When Ed takes off, he's in search of...
Is that what it is? And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Toilets and showers and that kind of thing.
I got a pretty good system now, you
can figure it out.
Yeah,
just by from the out, you could spot them out without having to actually walk.
Pretty much, like you can, a laundromat. I usually have one. Coffee houses.
Oh,
it's like,
I see.
I'd like to get a cappuccino. Can I have the key to the bathroom, please?
And that works out. They keep those cleaner.
Yes.
So that's usually a pretty good spot.
They don't have a lot of traffic.
If you guys aren't getting hotel rooms, then how do you guys shower?
Oh, we do, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes we.
Well, what happens when you don't? Like, what do you guys got to go to truck stops and take showers? You ever do that?
No, we just rough it through
the day. You just say, fuck it, I ain't showering.
Yeah.
You do like
a bunch of stinkers.
Yeah, fuck it, right?
So,
that's metal.
Sometimes you bring, like wipes or something like that. Just
wipe that wipe ass.
Wipe the stuff that stinks the most.
Hey guys, we're low on wipes. Just wipe the ones that stink the most. That's great, dude. That's great. Pretty wild stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Now, what about as far as the guys in the band? Do you guys all get along really, really well? I mean, is this I'm not saying. Of course, you're not going to be like, well, this guy's a dick. But what I am saying, there's got to be times where you guys are just
and you just get on each other's nerves.
Yeah, does it happen?
Like towards the end of a run usually, or when you're coming home from a tour, flying, from overseas. There's just a lot of stress, and then you just kind of take it out on each other. Not. Yeah,
it's the whole marriage thing, right? It's like being in a marriage, being in a band.
Oh yeah,
right. And you got to work things out, and you got egos and personalities to deal with, and all that shit.
Got exercise and patience.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but it usually doesn't pan out that way.
What, and exercise in patience, or exercise and patience? Are you exercising?
Oh, no exercise is going on there. I think we tried to do walks a couple times.
That didn't work out.
No.
Well, if you can just walk back and forth on the stage a few times, you'll get your steps in while you're playing. Yeah. And you'll get and you do that. I saw you do that with the Maiden Voyage thing. I've seen you. You work the stage. You do the Steve Harris thing. You're out there screaming with the crowd, screaming the words with them and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah, the Maiden thing. That just seemed to. You only got to play. You played one show with them. Since the pandemic thing's kind of chilled out a little bit. But what do you think about the tribute thing? I mean, what do you think about the whole tribute idea in itself? Not, you're in a band, so obviously you can, but I mean, there's a lot of tribute bands, and they just keep coming. Do you think that's a cool thing? I mean, you think
yes and no. I mean, I've seen so many tribute bands that I wish I didn't see. I mean, there's some bands are good and some bands aren't. It's just if I wasn't in Voyage, I probably wouldn't be in another tribute band because I mean, all those guys are my bros. And we have fun. But it's just I usually don't go out to find a tribute band to watch because I'm real particular. I know exactly where the notes are, and if I don't hear them, I'm just
I got what you're saying. So you dissect these songs down to the fine of things, and then
I think that's what a tribute band should do. It should be like if you close your eyes, you're just listening to the same thing.
Well, I agree.
I think more people should go out and see original, like they used to when we were younger. We always go see the local bands and stuff like that. And there's still that. But I see a lot more people going to see tributes.
But you don't think you'd be in another one if it wasn't?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's quite exhausting because it's trying to because I'm still learning parts that I didn't hear before. The more your ears develop, they keep developing, And so I'm hearing just little scrapes on a string or something like that. I'm like, oh, goddamn, I forgot that. You know? But it's just like, but, you know, you're trying to, like, just soak in everything that you can possibly get out of the song, and then sometimes it works and sometimes it don't.
And well, lucky for you, though, the songs that Maiden usually are playing are so heavily backboned by the bass itself that you make a huge difference. So your attention to detail has a lot to do with how that song comes out.
I learned how to play bass by learning those records anyways.
Yeah, that was your first real main influence was Steve Harris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I first met you. That's what you were all into. You were into that Maiden thing big time.
Yeah, I remember going to college. Fun fact is my jazz teacher, he's like, hey, I don't need to show you any technique. You have all the technique you're going to need to play jazz. And
really?
So it's like, Iron Maiden.
That's where you learned it?
That's where I learned my technique. You know?
Really? No kidding. He said that, huh?
Yeah.
All right, well, listen. So we got Ringworm. We got Maiden Voyage. Vanic is actually taking off, though. So that could be something that you're going to be seeing a lot more of Ed in.
Yeah.
With the Vanic thing, because that's kind of on the rise, too. So you got a lot of cool things going on right now. And just keep an eye out for you, man.
Keep
totally cool having you back.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking, baby. But it is cool to see you again.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yeah, it's been a while, dude. And I know Pat was juiced up by seeing you too, both of us, man. Well, yeah, dude. I mean, those were cool years. Long time ago. A lot has happened since then, too.
A lot of calories.
Hey, man, all of us, we all.
It's weird.
Well, especially when you consider how skinny all three of us were back in 1987. We were all.
Oh my God, skin and bones.
Yeah, man.
I didn't want to take my shirt off back then because I was too skinny. Now I don't want to take it off because I'm too fat.
We all know.
The struggle's real, man.
Yeah, dude.
Struggle's real.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
We're out, man. All right, everybody. See you later.
That'll be fine.